1,000 years ago, the planet inferred developed in technology and civilization, but one day it suffered a huge disaster due to the sudden appearance of a black hole. Mysterious particles ejected by the black hole filled the planet. The black particles caused the animals and plants on planet Inferno to go crazy and mutate. A martial arts expert appeared to save the people in despair. From then on, Planet Inferno entered a martial arts era where strength was alwaysing. Back to the present, someone is speaking to someone loudly. Xia Ping. You're sleeping in history class. In 5 months, it will be time for the big exam, which is a key moment in deciding your future. Wake up and get motivated. Xia Ping. Stand up and tell us about your future plans. Xia Ping wakes up from dreams but is very confused. Where am I? My future. I remember now, this is Planet Inferno, and the teacher says, I knew it. Most of you are just as confused as Xia Ping. Whether to work or go to college is something you have to consider now. Later, we will do a survey to write down your plans for the future. No lying, got it? A student says, Teacher, with my martial arts level at the 3rd stage, is it hard for me to get into college? In response, the teacher says, It's impossible to get into a top-tier university, but you can try for a 3rd-tier university. Of course, it's possible for you to start working immediately and earn money to support your family. Hearing the name of the family, Xia Ping starts to remember something. In my memory, I was just an order student on the Yanhuang Star, no different from anyone else. But 3 days ago, I was struck by a purple lightning bolt. I blacked out. When I regained consciousness, I was shocked to find that I had a strange yet family memory in my mind. In this memory, I seemed to be a person from Huaxia on Earth, experience life from birth, school, education, love, work, marriage, having children, and finally dying in a car accident after more than 30. The second student asks the teacher, Teacher, are there any other options besides exams? Because there is a shortage of workers in social now, you can choose to work in a company. In his response, the teacher says, during work, you can earn a lot of money, buy all kinds of monster meat, take various spiritual medicines, and gradually improve your martial arts. Maybe you can become a real warrior in the future, earning a monthly income of over 10,000 without work. After listening to the teacher, Xia thinks, almost every student on the planet of Inferno has an obligation to practice, and it has even become part of the exam content. If you are not strong enough, you cannot even go to college, let alone survive. This is unimaginable in my world. Whether I am Xia Ping from Earth or Xia Ping from Yanhuang Star, I am still me, unique in the world. No matter which world I live in, I will live an exciting life. But suddenly, Xia Ping hears some voice, and the system accesses a countdown. But Xia Ping does not understand where this voice came from. Then a system notification in front of him becomes pop-up, Soul Fusion complete, Super Hatred System bound to host. This system is designed to attract hate. As long as the host can get hatred points, they can exchange for pills, treasures, and even peerless martial arts in the system's shop. Xia Ping is very confused. Super hatred system? What's that? What is hatred points? And a screen opens in front of Xia Ping. Hatred points. It is a negative emotion of living beings. As long as they can provide negative emotions in other living beings, they can gain hatred. Hatred level is divided into ridicule, dislike, disgust and other levels. After seeing this system, Xia thinks, it even feels tangible to touch. Is it true? It means that the screen wants me to be hated by everyone? The teacher and other classmates don't seem to have seen my previous action. Okay, let's try if the super hatred system is real. And now Xia Ping says to the teacher, Teacher, I have planned my future. When the teacher says to tell, Xia Ping says, I want to apply to the best Yanhuang University. And become the strongest warrior. After listening to this, all the students and teachers are surprised and the teacher says that you are serious? And Xia Ping gets hatred points. And Xia Ping feels something, this burning sensation. I feel like there are countless pairs of hateful eyes staring at me. These eyes are filled with burning anger and hate. They have all been transformed into energy and entered my body. These classmates who seem harmless on weekdays, there are demons in their hearts. This is the evil in human nature. Being invaded by this kind of evil. Unexpectedly feel an indescribable pleasure. And now all the students together start to make fun of Xia Ping. What is Xia Ping talking about? Maybe he's half asleep. With your cultivation at the third level of heaven realm, it's difficult enough to get into a third-rate university. Indeed, even salted fish have dreams. In response to him, Xia Ping says, Yang Wei, just because you can't do it doesn't mean others can't. But some men are born useless, and there is no cure for them. After hearing this, the student gets very angry. And Xia Ping gets hatred points from her side and Xia thinks, yes, that look. Let the hate come even more fiercely. This boy is very angry. And his friend is also making fun of him and Xia Ping says, Gao Wan, why are you logging? Do you have the right to mock someone else's name? After listening to Xia Ping, this boy also gets very angry, and the boy says, what do you want to say? So Xia Ping says, have you not heard me? What's wrong? Have feathers clogged your ears? And now both of them start quarreling and seeing this the teacher gets very angry and she says, Xia Ping, what's going on you? Gao Wan is just someone with a similar name, you can't just assume things. And someone else's name is Yang Wei, you can't say they're not good in some aspect. After listening to the teacher, this boy comes to cry, and so he leaves the class. The teacher feels very bad and she starts scolding Xia Ping, and removes her out of class. Xia Ping thinks after coming out of class, this super hatred system is quite interesting, I should study it more. It's class time now, no one should be on the roof. Xia Ping now comes to the roof of the school, system, come out now. Didn't you say I could get hatred points? How many points did I just get? So the system tells, host, you have gained 120 hatred points this time. Congratulations, as the system is activated for the first time, the host got a gift pack. Xia Ping gets a gift pack that Xia Ping becomes happy after hearing this. And he wants to know what he has found in the gift. Now the system comes in front of Xia Ping, will you accept the system's gift package? Xia Ping gets shocked after seeing the system, the virtual image of the system. The system says to Xia Ping, please don't panic, host. My image is generated according to your preferences. It doesn't matter, please decide whether you will accept the gift package or not. Xia Ping thinks, since it's a gift package, it shouldn't contain anything negative. I'll accept. And the system says, congratulations to the host for obtaining a system gift package and a secret martial art technique, a copy of the Pure Yang indestructible technique, and suddenly Xia Ping starts feeling pain, and he starts screaming and the system gift describes. The Pure Yang indestructible body technique operates in harmony with the movement of heaven and earth, allowing the cultivator to embody the universe and consume the essence of the sun in the sky. Through the process of refining and melting the body, burning away the physical shell, one forges an eternal and indestructible form. Xia Ping says, this Pure Yang indestructible body technique is something that ordinary people would never have the chance to encounter in their entire lifetime. And they will be burnt into ashes, not even a trace of residue will be left. This cultivation method begins by devouring the essence of the sun to strengthen oneself. It's no exaggeration to say that it's a top-tier cultivation method. This is an opportunity. So whether it's true or not, I just have to try it out and see for myself. And now Xia Ping starts absorbing that power inside itself, and a bright light comes out from its mouth which hits the wall and there is a huge explosion. And Xia Ping has fallen on the roof. Then Xia Ping says, incredible, my body feels so much lighter now. This cultivation method actually helped me break through one of my meridians. And when Xia Ping looks at the wall, there is a big hole on the top of the wall. And after seeing this, Xia Ping becomes happy, as expected of a top-tier cultivation method. It's so awesome. Thanks to my first cultivation, I was able to advance to the strength of a 4th-level martial artist of Heaven Realm. And the system says, who broke the wall on the top floor? I'll write you up and deduct points if I find out. After hearing this, Xia Ping thinks, oh no, it's the head instructor's patrol beetle. This is bad. And now Xia Ping runs away from that place. After some time, Yang Wei comes to the dining hall looking for Xia Ping, and Xia Ping says, it's you, Yang Wei. What a coincidence, you're here to eat in the dining hall too. In response, Yang Wei says, what coincidence? I came here specifically to see you. Hearing this, Xia Ping says, specifically to find me? Are you here specifically to make amends to me? Don't be so polite, I didn't take that matter to heart. But Yang Wei is very angry, who's here to make amends? I'm here specifically to settle scores with you. How dare you mock me and make me look bad in front of the whole class? Think this is just going to go away? Yang Wei is accompanied by another student, and he says, no need to talk so much crap to him. My cultivation level may not be impressive, but I do have some guts. How dare he give my brother a nickname like that? I must demand an explanation for this. I won't bully you either. How about you and I have a fight at the Flying Dragon platform? You better go or else you'll regret it. All the students are watching this whole thing from a distance and they say, Flying Dragon platform? The Flying Dragon platform is a place where the school allows students with conflicts to openly fight and release their anger. Once you step onto the platform, it's like signing a life and death contract, and no one is responsible for whatever happens. The Flying Dragon platform is practically a lawless place. Going to the Flying Dragon platform with Xiong Badian is basically asking for death. And another student asks, is this Xiong Badian that powerful? So the boy tells, you don't even know who Xiong Badian is? Xiong Badian is 2 meters tall and has an innate godly strength which earned him the nickname, Black Bear Spirit. His punch has the force of over 1,000 kilograms, making him a martial artist at the 5th level of Heaven Realm. Once at the Flying Dragon platform, Xiong Badian fought against 5 people alone. As a result, those 5 people were seriously injured and unable to take care of themselves for a month. If he starts to go all out, no one can match him. Don't eat anymore. Let's go. Xiong Badian is going to beat him up here soon. And all the students, out of fear, run away from the dinner hall. And Xiong Badian Xia Ping says what? Are you scared? It's too late. But in response Xia Ping says, scared? Do you really? Think I'm scared of a big brute like you? Hearing this, Xiong Badian gets very angry. Big brute? Say it again if you dare. And Xia Ping gets a lot of heartbreak points from Xiong Badian, and Xiong Baishan's friend tells Xiong Badian to calm down. But another student says, if brother Xiong loses his temper here, we'll all be in trouble. And now Xia Ping says, okay, I agree to your challenge, stop nagging already. Hearing this Xiong Badian says then I'll see you at the Flying Dragon platform after school. If you don't show up, you're dead. Xia Ping smiles and replies. Great. It's settled then. After this, Xia Ping comes to the roof of the school. System, before you said that hatred value can be exchanged for items, how exactly can this be exchanged? So the system says host, as long as there is enough hatred value, items in the shop are available for purchase. Xia Ping thinks I already possess the pure yang indestructible body martial art technique, so I might as well check if there are any suitable martial arts available. When Xia Ping clicks, some notifications appear in front of Immortal Execution Sword Skill, ranking Divine level. Priced at 9 billion hatred value, 8 desolate 6 harmonious palms, ranking divine level, priced at 8 billion hatred value. Void shifting step. Ranking divine level, priced at 7.5 billion hatred value. Xia Ping gets a little upset. I have so little hatred value, how long will it take before I can afford to buy a martial art technique that is worth 10 billion hatred value? But the system says by then anything can be bought. Hearing this, Xia Ping says more than 100 hatred values will attract Yang Wei's revenge. If there were to be 10 billion hatred value, won't I just become the public enemy? And the system tells Xia Ping it doesn't matter. Host, the shop also has inexpensive items. Please take a look. Xia Ping says, huh? Do these 5 shapes first actually require 100 hatred values? Isn't this the most basic fist technique, a mandatory course for learning in school? But the system says a master who has been practicing for many years. After listening to the system, now Xia Ping buys that skill, and as soon as the purchase is successful, a pressure is generated on Xia Ping, and some techniques are shown to it. First white crane. Second monkeys. Third viper. Fourth tiger. And now 5 shapes fist. It's done. I really mastered the essence of the 5 elements fist in a flash. This technique is already in harmony with me. Some time later, as Xia Ping is coming down the stairs, he hears a voice that looks familiar. And a girl says to Xia Ping, I heard that you are planning to duel with Xiong Batian on the Flying Dragon platform. Her name is Jiang Yaju, the class president and class flower of the 3rd year class number 16. We have been neighbors since childhood and can be considered as childhood friends. Behind her is Liang Xiaoxue, the class's wealthy and beautiful girl, who always has an air of superiority around her. Xia Ping gives reply to Jiang Yaju and says that's right. Hearing this, Jiang Yaju says the opponent is Xiong Batian. How can you be so impulsive and agree to fight him? But Xia Ping smiles and replies, you don't understand it, but you'll know soon enough. But Jiang Yaju gets angry, how can I not understand? You're only a martial apprentice with a cultivation level at the 3rd stage of Heaven Realm. If you go up to the Flying Dragon platform, you'll be seriously injured even if you don't die. But Jiang Yaju's friend says, Yaju, you're his neighbor, not his girlfriend. Why do you care if he lives or dies? Wait until he hits the wall, then he'll know he's wrong. And Xia Ping says, this matter you don't need to care, I naturally have a sense of proportion. After listening to Xia Ping, Jiang Yaju says, that idiot. Leave him alone. After this, when Xia Ping comes inside his classroom, the students say about Xia Ping, I heard that you plan to duel with Xiong Batian? Do you have a chance to win? He is aiming to be the top student at Yanhuang University, so his martial arts cultivation is likely much stronger than everyone. What's the likes of Xiong Batian? I'm afraid he could knock him down with just one hand. Okay, everybody, don't laugh at Xia Ping. After all, he still dares to challenge Xiong Batian. This courage alone is worthy of respect. After listening to those students, Xia Ping tells them it's none of your business if I can get into Yanhuang University or beat Xiong Batian. You guys mind your own business. This student gets very angry after listening to Xia Ping, but while calming himself he says to Xia Ping, since you are so confident, do you dare to bet with us? Xia Ping also listens to her words. And the student goes on to say, that's right, if you lose, you'll have to run naked 3 times around the school. If we lose, we'll run naked too. Do you have the guts to be with us? Responding to that student, Xia Ping says, it's not a problem to bet with you guys, I'm just afraid that you'll be misunderstood as perverts. Hearing this, he gets even more angry. Where do you get the confidence that you can win? His friend says, since there is no problem, let's sign the contract now, so that no one can back out. This is the relevant legal contract. Take out your student chip and let's make a contract. And all 3 agree to this contract. And all 3 together make a contract and both of them say good, the contract has been established. If you breach the contract, you will be punished by the law. And Jiang Yuzhu and her friend are also watching all this from a distance, and Jiang Yuzhu says, how could this bastard be so stupid as to agree to this kind of contract? And Jiang Yuzhu's friend says, why do I think that guy Xia Ping did it on purpose? And hearing this, Jiang Yuzhu gets surprised, and her friend says maybe the guy is an exposure maniac, and would love to have the opportunity to run around naked. Hearing this, Jiang Yuzhu says, you don't talk nonsense. Xia Ping is not that kind of person. But Jiang Yuzhu's friend tells Jiang Yuzhu, why are you so excited? If I didn't know, I would have thought you were his girlfriend. Hearing this, Jiang Yuzhu starts blushing. And she says, nonsense, who's the girlfriend of that idiot Xia Ping? After this the school is over. And all the students start gathering at one place, and all the students start talking among themselves. Surprisingly, someone dared to accept Xiong Beishan's duel. There is going to be a good show. Xia Ping, that boy has still not come. Could it be that he was scared? Maybe he has already run away. After listening to all these students, Xiong Badian says, the person who dared to challenge me, Xiong Badian, hasn't been born yet. But then suddenly someone comes there. And all the students start looking back at him. And Xia Ping has arrived at that place, and Xia Ping says, afraid? That word is not in my vocabulary. And now Xia Ping and Xiong Badian are standing face to face, and Xiong Badian says, I thought you would run away when the situation got tough. I didn't expect that you actually had the courage to come over. Just based on this, I will go easy on you later. I will only break 5 of your ribs. But Xia Ping says, there is no need. Just come at me with all you've got. If you hold back, you probably won't be able to withstand even one move from me. Hearing this, Xiong Badian gets angry, arrogant. You are just a mere martial artist at the 3rd level of Heaven Realm, a small and insignificant ant. How dare you speak such big words? I will make you beg for mercy soon. And Xiong Beishan's friends are cheering up Xiong Badian. Yes, Brother Xiong will definitely teach him a lesson soon. I believe that Brother Xiong can handle him. Xiong Badian says to the teacher, referee teacher, can the duel begin now? So the teacher says, sure, but remember not to use lethal force. Otherwise, I will immediately intervene to stop you. Hearing this, Xiong Badian says, please rest assured, teacher, I will definitely take good care of him. And the teacher signals, and the duel begins. Xiong Badian generates force in his legs and moves to attack first. He uses his attack intermediate level martial art Thundering Bear Fist. Xia moves over to Ping. And all the students are shocked to see this, and say it's so powerful. No wonder he's called the Overlord Xiong. Even with the cultivation of the 5th level of the Heaven Realm, he can unleash the aura that is equivalent to the 6th level of the Heaven Realm. He not only has the strength of a bear, but also the speed of lightning. Xiong Badian is using his full strength right from the beginning. That guy will probably be punched to death. But Xia Ping says it's too slow, and thinks, as expected, he is really a stupid bear. Not only is he slow, but he also has weaknesses all over his body. It seems that the system has given me the vision of a master. Now Xia Ping is also ready to attack Invisible Tiger Fist, unleash the Wuger. And when students see this technique, they get very shocked, and say, how is it possible? Can someone at the 3rd level of the Heaven Realm really have this kind of aura? And teachers are also confused seeing this technique, this kind of fist technique. Could it be that he has already mastered the 5 forms of fist to a level of perfection? Xiong Badian is also very surprised how he could have this kind of aura. Isn't he only at the 3rd level of Heaven Realm? I can transform into a bear, but I can only take its form and not its spirit essence. However, he can possess both form and spirit as a fierce beast. Isn't it just a show of empty strength? Now the 5 of both collide with each other, but Xia Ping's 5 is more powerful. It's impossible. I can't lose to you when it comes to strength. Xia Ping uses Black Tiger's stealing heart to land a punch that makes Xiong Batian fall a long way and Xiong Batian's condition worsens, but Xiong Batian gets very angry. How is it possible for you to beat me, Xiong Batian? Then Xia Ping's a white crane spreading its wings. Using it, Xiong Batian gets a kick that hurts Xiong Batian very much. I was actually defeated by a useless person like you. How is that possible? Hearing this, Xia Ping says, you're calling me a waste? Who's under who now? Remember, if you don't have the ability, you should be more low-key, got it? But still Xiong Batian doesn't give up and tries to stand on his feet. It's impossible that I lost to someone like you. I don't accept it. Let's keep fighting. Xia Ping says okay, then I'll just stand here and let you attack me. Now Xiong Batian is very angry. He increases his power and Xiong Batian's friends are motivating Xiong Batian. Brother Xiong is domineering. Brother Xiong will definitely not lose. Xiong Batian angrily moves to attack Xia Ping, but just as Xia Ping is about to be five-handed, Xiong Batian stops and falls to the ground. And Xia Ping says, you are not only injured, your energy is also depleted. This is already your limit. I've already seen through you. And everyone is shocked to see Xiong Batian lying on the ground. Xiong Batian has been knocked down? It's impossible. Totally unbelievable. Did a martial artist at the third level of Heaven Realm really defeat Xiong? I declare that in this duel Xia Ping is the winner. Everyone is shocked. If I hadn't witnessed it with my own eyes, I wouldn't have believed it. What a formidable opponent he must be to be able to defeat Xiong Batian. Now teacher says to Xia Ping, you actually managed to master the 5 shapes fist to the point of perfection. It's only natural for you to be able to defeat Xiong Batian, and it's really impressive VE. And your cultivation should have already reached the 4th level in Heaven Realm, right? When did the school produce such a character like you? And says Xia Ping. Just got lucky because my opponent underestimated me. But the teacher says luck to Xia Ping? On the path of martial arts, there is no such thing as luck. This teacher is looking forward to your future development. Keep working hard. Xia Ping listens to the teacher's words and says yes. But all the students are very confused. Did you hear the teacher? Xia Ping is already at the 4th level of Heaven Realm. And has even cultivated the 5 elements fist to a state of perfection. Maybe this kid has been pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. How did Xia Ping suddenly become so powerful? And Jiang Yezhu is also shocked. Xia Ping won? How did he become so powerful? And Jiang Yezhu's friend says, what could have caused it to happen? And now Xia Ping tells his classmate, this duel I won. According to our previous agreement, you two should go streaking now. But his classmates say, Xia Ping, we are all classmates. It was just a joke we made before. Can we cancel the contract? Yeah. Please don't hold it against us and let us off the hook. Xia Ping, being serious, says, do I look like I'm joking? If I had lost the match just now, would you have let me go? And Xia Ping sees their contract. If you refuse to fulfill the contract, then I will consider it a breach of contract on your part. At that time, your federal credit will immediately be greatly reduced, and it will be difficult for you to be admitted to top universities. And now both of them are getting very angry, and Xia Ping's other classmate says, Xia Ping, you are being too much. We are all classmates, let's be lenient with each other. Why do you have to be so forceful? And now all of Xia Ping's classmates force Xia Ping to say, that's right. That's right. It's just a small matter. Let them go. Exactly, it's just a joke. Why take it so seriously? Don't be so petty. Be more magnanimous. That's right. One should be broad-minded as a person. Moreover, we are all classmates. There's really no need for this. But Xia Ping smiles and replies, do you want to stand up for them? Then come up to the flying dragon platform and fight me. If you win, I'll listen to you. Do you dare to come? If you don't, then stop talking nonsense. And now Xia Ping challenges everyone, do you want to? Then how about you? A group of cowardly turtles. And now Xia Ping gets a lot of hatred points for a bunch of people with no skills pretending to be a saint. Don't get so worked up when you speak, or you might spit out your dentures. Don't you have anyone who can fight? It's so boring. Are you two waiting for the new year? Hurry up, take off your clothes and run. I'm going to apply for electronic monitoring on you. And as for you useless bunch, if you have any sense of loyalty, then you are welcome to join them in running naked. And now everyone is so mad at Xia Ping, you bastard. Even the campus bully Xiong Batian is 100 times better than you. This damn Xia Ping is too arrogant. You will definitely pay for this in the future. But it doesn't matter to Xia Ping. I actually gained so much hatred from this. This result is really good. I should do this kind of thing more often in the future. Now Xia Ping comes to his home and asks his mother, Mom, just what did you cook today? Why is it so fragrant? So Xia Ping's mother says, Son, this is the fire bear monster meat I just bought, eat up. The system tells Xia Ping the fire bear a powerful monster that is very difficult to catch. Its meat contains a lot of vital energy and is extremely valuable. If eaten, it can improve the physique and strengthen of the true qi inside the body, making it equal to a great elixir potion. Xia Ping gets happy hearing this. Have we struck the lottery? Why did you buy this? Xia Ping's father says, just because we haven't struck the lottery doesn't mean that we can't buy it. After all, I am a city administrator under the federal government. We can afford to be extravagant once in a while. So Xia Ping says, aren't you just a city manager? Hearing this, Xia Ping's father says, speaking of that, your school should have started asking you to fill out the application forms, right? What plans do you have for the future? Xia Ping tells, I plan to enter the very best, Yanhuang University. Xia Ping's parents are shocked to hear this, and Xia Ping's father says, what's so good about going to university? The school fees are so expensive, and you'll mix with bad university students, and once you come out to work you'll only earn 3,000 or 4,000 Federation dollars. You might as well become a city manager like your father. Xia Ping's mother also says, Son, your cultivation is unremarkable, and you can't consume high-level potions like those children from rich families. Xia Ping says, Mother, Father, I still wish to enter university. I don't wish to have any regrets in this life. And thinks, as of today, I have the system's help, so this gap isn't one I cannot cross. Now Xia Ping starts going, I'm done eating, I'll go practice now. Her mother says, Chuan Lu, we should support our child's dreams. I'll work overtime. Hearing this, Xia Ping's father says, he's too young. And it's not like you don't know about our son's grades. Entering Yanhuang University? He must be dreaming. Xia Ping practicing in his room is amazing, as expected of a top-level technique. With just a few breaths, I've refined the energy in the fire bear monster's meat and strengthened the true qi in my body. It's a pity there's too little of this fire bear monster's meat. If there were a little more, I'd be able to break through to the 5th level of Heaven Realm. It looks like money is still needed, if not there'll be no way to buy potions and monster meat, and it'll also be impossible to improve my martial arts cultivation quickly. How do I earn money quickly? I'm not powerful enough to hunt monsters. And normal part-time jobs won't let me earn enough money to buy potions. The top novelists earn 1 billion Federation dollars a year. In my previous life, I've seen countless popular novels. Writing a novel should be a good decision. What should I write about? In a world where martial arts are ubiquitous, fantasy and wuxia novels certainly won't do. I don't understand urban and historical fiction at all. Thrillers aren't bad, but they might not become massively popular in this world. That's it, there's a kind of novel that'll become massively popular regardless of the world's history and level of technology, as long as it includes a man. That is erotic novels. After this, a man is working in an office at night who is very tense and he says, boring. Why do I, the editor-in-chief, have to look at such boring trash every day? From the moment the #1 seller put down his pen, has there been no one who can write a functionalist novel that can make a person's blood heat up? This the last draft submitted today, when I'm done reading it I'll go and sleep. It's a new person, is he called Black-Hearted Wolf? After searching for some time this man finds something which makes him very happy. This. A masterpiece. This is definitely a masterpiece. It's such a good novel, I must sign on this writer immediately. Several days later. Xia Ping is sitting in his classroom thinking my novel's already reached #1 on the recommended list, and has been browsed by 30 million people. I wonder what the comments are like. A good book, this is the best novel I've read this year. The writer must be an old man, if not, I'll live stream myself eating shit. In writing this kind of story, the writer's harming other people and himself. It's like I've drunk some ancient elixir, I can't stop. Ever since I've read this novel, the family's perfect tonics are all gone. My nutrition has been affected, and I've gained 2 panda eyes. My mother was so angry she almost chased me out of the house. The writer is a monster. A human couldn't possibly write something like this. This novel successfully cured my infertility. I congratulate the author. Such breadth of skill, the author must have read countless books and must be a werewolf. All of you are praising him, but I want to scold him. I want this shameless author to return my pure heart. I can never return to the way I was, how evil. Dear author, please keep updating, don't stop. Xia Ping is very happy after reading all the comments. It's been seen by so many people, the fees should be very high. I'll ask the editor if he can advance me some of the fees. And then Jiang Yuzhu comes to Xia Ping and says it's been seen by so many people. The fees should be very high. I'll ask the editor if he can advance me some of the fees. Xia Ping asked for a school-wide martial arts competition. So Jiang Yuzhu tells indeed, this is a once-a-year event, and basically all the top students in the school will take part. Not only can you win great rewards, more importantly, if you can be one of the top 10, you'll be allowed to represent the school and take part in Tianshui City's fighting competition for high school students. The participants who do well have a very big chance of entering Yanhuang University. Each of the third-year classes has 10 slots. Originally, Yang Wei and Gao Wan took up 2 of the slots, but since they were disciplined for streaking, there are now empty spaces. Do you want to take part? Xia Ping thinks entering Yanhuang University. This opportunity isn't easy to come by. Xia Ping tells Jiang Yuzhu, sure, I'll take part. Hearing this, Jiang Yuzhu becomes happy and says okay, then I'll help you sign up. There's also some things to take note of. Xia Ping tells nothing much, I'm just writing a novel. And Jiang Yuzhu looks at Xia Ping and thinks ever since he was young, this fellow would fall asleep after just 3 minutes of reading. How could he possibly write a novel? You wrote this? Writer Black-Hearted Wolf. What's this about? But when Jiang Yuzhu comes to know that this is an erotic novel, she starts feeling shy and says, Xia Ping. You bastard, you could write a novel as shameless as this? And Xia Ping calmly replies, looks like you still don't understand. People say art imitates life, exceeds life. And now Jiang Yuzhu starts imaging about Xia Ping. Wait a moment, imitates life? Could Xia Ping secretly be a playboy? He's written his own experiences into a novel? And now Jiang Yuzhu starts to leave there. I didn't think you'd be this kind of person, how could you do something as irresponsible as that? I was wrong about you. And all the students hear all these things. What? Responsible? I've heard for a long time that Xia Ping and Jiang Yuzhu are neighbors and have known each other since childhood. developing feelings for each other after spending a lot of time together. And then, on a dark and windy night, when their parents were not at home, they created a raging fire. I've heard Xia Ping has 10+ women outside of school, and 7 or 8 of them are pregnant. Jiang Yazhu's just one of them. Impossible, Xia Ping's such a wimp. How could he get the school's flower? Shameless, this isn't a human, he's a monster. Jiang Yazhu really doesn't know how to choose people, even being with me would be better than being with him. Xia Ping doesn't care what all the students say, he thinks a bunch of pitiable worms. The more you despise, spread rumors about, and slander me, the more powerful I become.